Hey everyone, RealTaiter here. And this video is going to be my part 2 of 2 in my submission video to Lockpickers United for my purple belt. I'm going to be picking the Wiser, Quickset Wiser Smart Key, 3rd generation. In case you don't know, some people might not know, the Quickset lock in Canada, I think almost always is marketed as Wiser, but it's the same lock. And so what makes this lock interesting is it has a built-in rekeying feature. It makes use of it with that little slot right there, and I'll demonstrate the rekeying function. So I have this brown key. And this would be a... Come on. Why isn't it working? So I got this key here, not working. Then we take this Wiser, put it in, take the smart key tool that comes with the lock, insert it, to here, click. Now you can take the key out, take this defiant key, insert it. And now when I rotate it back, now the defiant key is the key for this lock. And the original key will not work. But I do like the bitting on the original key, a couple high points in the back. So I'm going to rekey it back to the original key before I go ahead and start picking it. Okay, now what's interesting about this lock is it has a reverse sidebar inside, which is part of the rekeying system. I'll show you more of that once we get inside. But what it essentially does is it makes it so it's impossible to pick it in the traditional fashion of tensioning and going in and trying to pick the pins. They don't bind. None of the pins will bind in there. So what you actually have to do is, on the inside of this lock, there's a bar that goes down the side that these pins will raise up according to the heights on the key, and align a sidebar that allows, or sliders that allow a sidebar to fall in place. I'll show you that, like I said, more when the lock is opened. So in order to tension this lock, we actually have to make a tool and go in through this little tiny hole on the side of the cylinder and apply direct pressure to the sidebar and push it against the side of those pins, and then we can go in with our pick and pick it. So I am going to use, where's my pick at? Oh, there it is. So for this lock, I'm going to pick it with the monkey paw from Sparrows. I have the original one, but I bought this one with the handle as well, just to use. I like it. Gives you a good feel, lets you really know when you're on those pins. Oh yes, and the tool that I will be using to tension the sidebar is this tool I designed. I designed it so it's comfortable to hold in your left hand, because you're going to want to pick with this. And it started off as an old Southord broken key extractor, and yeah, I just pulled out my Dremel and got it most of the way, and then I filed it the rest of the way, got it down to about, I think that's about 1 centimeter. If I can measure it on here. Yeah, it's just about 1 centimeter wide, and I think it's probably in the neighborhood of 10 thousandths. But it's a really good pick. It took me a long time to refine it down to where it would actually work. I thought I was never going to get it there. But enough blabbing. We'll get this up in the vise, and we'll get it open, and then we'll take a look inside. I took the lock out of its housing and put the cylinder up in the vise. So I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be picking this beforehand. So in the lock where you insert the key, the pins that interact with the key are located about here. And each one of those pins is connected to a slider that is located down in here. And I can go in and lift the pins and they'll lift those sliders. And when all those pins are lifted to the right heights that correspond with the key, that will also mean that the sliders are lifted to the right heights that correspond with the pins, which correspond with the key, and then which will allow this sidebar right here to press into the sliders and allow the core to spin. So I'll put the key in, and you should see they'll all line up here, the sliders at the exact height, and this bar right here should pop into the lock. So you see it go into the lock, and now it can rotate, and you can see the bar actually through the window. And there's the sliders. When we get it, when I get it picked and gutted, I'll make sure to show you the little notch where the pins actually connect to those sliders to raise them up. In order to tension this lock, like I said, we're going to have to apply pressure directly to that sidebar using this tool, and how I'm going to actually be accessing it is through this little hole here. I'm going to be coming in like this and tensioning that bar and sliding it along the way as I go until it gets popped in, and then the core will be able to rotate freely. So let's get it back into its housing, and then we'll get it picked. Alright, so we got our lock mounted up in the vise there. Let's go ahead again and take a look at the key bitting. Again, the lock works. Take our time inserting our sidebar tensioning tool. Very important. I think that's good, I think. Doesn't quite feel right. There we go. See, when you get it, when it feels right, it slides right in. If you got it to the right size. Okay, so I think the first three are good. And 4 and 5 feel good. So what I say by feel good is, as you can imagine, when that sidebar is pushing into the sliders, when I try to push up and go against that tension, it feels pretty tough. But when they get to the right height and it allows that groove meets up with the sidebar and the sidebar can come in, there should be some play when I wiggle the pin. So that's what lets me know that it should be set. So I'm gonna go and hopefully cross fingers that this is open right now. Yeah, okay. So the sidebar is in the cylinder and I have it rotated. So now I just have to slide my tool out and then it should rotate freely. Just gotta be careful taking it out. And there we go. Picked. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now I'll try to keep that in the frame here. And I will get her open and show you guys those sliders. Make sure not to take this out of frame. So I've never taken one of these apart before, so bear with me. Hopefully it's not a disaster. There we go. Okay. So so this piece covers the sidebar. It comes right off. Oh, nope, sidebar must be in there. Okay, got some slider on the back side. Jeez. Guess I should have watched a video and actually paid attention to how they got this. But I don't think it'll be too strenuous here. Pop these guys off, I see. There's a couple springs. Cool looking springs. And does that come out? There we go. So there's a sidebar there that I was applying tension to with my tool. And here's what one of the sliders looks like that interacts with it. You can see it has the teeth on the bottom there. That's what connects to the pin in the lock that actually interacts with the key. And when it gets to the right height, the sidebar slides into that groove there. So I'll get them all out and we can look at them all at once. I'm not going to bother taking these out, but you can see that they all still have their notches on them that connect to the key pins and, the sliders. And I'll just show you that they all move. So these are the only pieces that would interact with the key. I've seen before. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's all I really got to show you with this lock, guys. There's a close-up of the sliders. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below and like and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching. All right.